Thank you so much for joining me again for another session of Choice Spirit. Here I'd like to take a moment to talk about how it is when we move somewhere, especially when we're solo. We don't really have all of our family with us. In fact, sometimes we make moves on our own. No matter where you come from the diaspora or anywhere else, and regardless to whether or not you're moving on the continent or into Mexico or into some of the Caribbean islands or wherever it is that you might go. And those of you who think that y'all didn't get enough of certain countries, y'all roll up in those other countries. But anyway, so anyway, let me not go there. We move somewhere and there's that honeymoon period. It's nice, sometimes honeymoon. And it depends on the individual. It depends on what's going on in our lives. The honeymoon period can last for a couple of days, a couple of hours, to a few years, or a couple of years. And after you've been there for a while, the whole time you're having these various moments, usually when you're alone. When you're alone and you're sitting somewhere and you're watching the people pass by, or if you're in wherever you choose, your home or wherever you're staying, and you're there, it's just you and your walls, and you have moments where you just kind of like reflect, and there's like a retrospection time. There's a moment where you go back and you begin to think about things, memories come up. There's always going to be stuff that comes up. I think I said that in one of my other videos, is when you go somewhere, you're going to have moments where there are going to be experiences that come up to the surface. This usually happens in alone time, when you spend a lot of time alone. You're not really busy with stuff, or sometimes after the settling of your busyness, and then there's times when you just sit back and it's just you, yourself, and I, kind of thing. You, yourself, and me, or however they say it, you know what I mean. It's just you, dealing with you, having to resolve some things that are going on with you when you are in that alone space, meaning no one's coming through the door to interrupt you. There isn't, anyone around you who can really interrupt your time with yourself. Now, face it, your telephone can ring, you can get a text, and you can jump into those things and busy yourself with those things, rather than sit with yourself and be with yourself and go and allow yourself to explore some of the things that are coming to the surface. Because things are going to come up to the surface that you have forgotten about. Things are going to come up from the time that you were a child. Things are going to come up that you completely drew a blank about. Emotions and feelings and things are going to come up that you never knew that you had about certain situations and conditions. This is what happens when you're alone with yourself and it gets quiet. It gets quiet. That quiet time is that meditative time, though you don't necessarily have to be sitting in a meditative state trying to think about stuff. It's just the time alone where you're not even speaking to anyone, where you're almost silent for the whole day until you go out and speak with people, say, hi, how you doing? That's the first time that you actually heard your voice for the entire day. This is true alone time, when you're not speaking for hours at a time, and you're not engaging, busying yourself with stuff to keep you from focusing on your own stuff that is now coming to the surface. But I just want to mention, after all of that, to say that sometimes we make that move, but remember, you make that move with the self that has created the environment and the condition wherever you go. You make the move with all that you are. You're just shifting to another, what seems to be a place, but the things that you will be forced to reckon with in one way or another is still with you. So regardless to whether or not you go through it wherever you are, or if you go through it wherever you station yourself, life still has to have its way. Your soul is still going to be having those urges within to move you here and there. And it's not always the honeymoon period is over. You still have to confront things that needed to be dealt with, no matter where you go. Even when you change who you are, because usually when you go somewhere, no one knows who you are. No one knows your name, really. They don't know anything about your history, about your life. You can create a whole new character. You can create a whole new being, if you will. But whatever new being you prepare yourself to be, there are still going to be things that must be resolved, even in your new being. So there will be urges. And another thing, our longing for home is still there. Our longing for home is still over there. Our longing for home is still here. Our longing for home will still be, because we are. This is the home. It's just been divided up. So I know that's off topic a little bit, but back on topic. No matter where we go, there's going to be a mourning process, especially if we say we're not going back. So something has to be laid to rest. Something has to be laid to rest. So there are going to be moments that rise up within you that let you know, okay, you buried that, but you still have some things that has trailed along with you as a result of being in that. It's not finished yet. And then after a while, as you go through the process of clearing up these various things that rise up within you, things become different. All of a sudden, it's like you're not having the moments that arise that make you feel like you're questioning your decisions. You begin to make a life where you are, and you begin to know people, though you will still mourn some of the people that you have left behind that you probably won't see for many years if you don't go back, because they're not coming. they are not coming. And so therefore, it may be the last time that you ever see them in life if you do not go back. So there are many different things that are going on in this mourning process. And you realize that, wow, okay, I'm doing this. You look out every day at the beautiful sky, at the beautiful people, at nature, and all that's going on, and you're looking and you're saying, okay, there's always going to be something that is missing, because the whole experience is about life. So no matter where we go, there's going to be a longing, there's going to be a mourning, there's going to be a let go, a rediscover. And then the people that at least knew you a little bit are all out of your space, and you're now around strangers that you are now getting to learn to know after you've reached a certain point in your life. And it can be a beautiful thing, but it can also be something that leads to the question, am I okay being in a place where no one knows me? Am I okay being in a place where no one loves me? Am I okay being in a place where every day I'm busying myself and discovering new things about myself just by being with myself? Quick word, much love, Choice here. Thank you so much, so very much for joining me again for another session of Choice Spirit. Namaste. Oh, subscribe, hit the bell, share with a couple of people. Help me to grow this channel. Thank you so much. Help me to grow this channel. Thank you so much. I've learned to just let things take its course and not to, push and hammer things and try to make things happen, because I just discovered so many different things when you just let go and let things take its course and do what is urging you to take the next step and the next step and the next step and be okay with that. Much love. Choice here. Thank you.